This is our diesel heater. We installed it in a recent video we have posted, and as you can hear, it doesn't sound very healthy. In this video, Mike is playing Diesel Doctor to get this thing properly working before the cold streak hits.
So guys, as you can see, the diesel heater is back out. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months now maybe, and it's making a lot of noise. Now, sounds like it's probably the motor going bad. Not 100% positive. Right away after taking it off, I'm just gonna say I'm not very impressed with this rubber gasket they chose. I would highly recommend probably upgrading to the silicone one, or even just not running a gasket over this. That's definitely burning, like crisping up. Yeah, that's not good. So they make these in a, like, usually they're orange, but it'll say it's a silicone gasket. People claim them ones don't burn. People also say this burning will kind of like put a rubber smell into where you're heating a little bit, or a burning plastic smell. And you can see it's just so brittle, it just crumbles apart. I'm not even gonna put that back in. I don't see any purpose to it. We're gonna move air in here through that. Let's seal that edge maybe a teeny tiny bit. It's not gonna hurt anything. So now we'll open her up. Now I did take the mesh out of here to give it a little bit more airflow. It had a really restrictive mesh on it. I think it's supposed to be 4 mil, but 5/32 fits very well. Here, the spark plug, glow plug, and the temp sensor. We can set our ECU off to the side. Yeah, you can almost hear it a little bit. Definitely sounds like a bad motor. I'll turn it around here. Attack these 4 bolts with our same wrench. I do have another diesel heater actually supposed to be here today, but it looks like it might be held up in shipping a little while. I was hoping to just install that, but we're gonna be down to 3 degrees tonight, so we gotta do something with this one. I do have another diesel heater for parts that I can use. It's part of a portable unit that I was gonna use underneath the camper. I really haven't even needed it this far. That one's only a 5 kilowatt unit, but I do believe they share the same fan. You're gonna want to be careful with this gasket, and you can reuse it. Here's our fan assembly. Definitely the noise we were hearing. Now, it looks like it's gapped good. Everything feels tight. Might be able to get away with just lubricating the motor. People say these things just pull right off. I don't know. It's coming apart slowly. The gap's getting bigger, but man, I'm gonna try to hold that side.
Wherever.
Anywhere you can, kind of. I try to get better grip.
Looks like it's moving.
It is moving. There we go. Oh, good catch.
Yay.
Oh, well, that's just press fit on. Some people said you can just pull them apart. That was really hard. I couldn't just pull it apart. I actually had to stick a couple screwdrivers in there and pry it as my beautiful assistant held it. I'm supposed to just pull off 2. I don't know what it's supposed to pull off. You want to try to pull that metal part? No, I don't even think it's moving. No, damn move. There it's going. Keep it back.
Jeez.
That's very hard to get off. Probably a 2-person job. Had to wedge it against the table, which do it on a workbench or a table you don't care about. Luckily, we don't care about this. Hopefully, it'll be gone soon. And this part should come off. So we have both our fans. This is now just a motor and a housing. We're gonna take our 3mm wrench And do these three 3mm bolts. So now you should just have your motor in your housing. We got 3 bolts, can be removed with a 3mm Allen. Just slides right out. No fighting that guy. That doesn't look right away, right off the bat. I'm just gonna say that machine bit, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be in there. That just doesn't look right. It sounds terrible. Definitely bad. I was hoping I could revive it, but I'm not sure about that, if it was assembled wrong. Get a smaller Allen wrench. One got my other unit, a max speeding rod 5K unit. Opened that one all up, disassembled it to the same point as the other one. Got the fan out. Silent. This one's brand new, by the way. It's never been ran, so it better be good. Notice that slightly different cast housing on it, but it should still work all the same. Also, could not get their gasket off of here. Disintegrate. I cleaned up this side because I'm going to use this side. That side I got to clean up yet when I get into the motor. But luckily the other gasket was good on the other unit. Pull the spark plug out first. Open up this burn chamber on the unit I've been running for a while. We'll see what it looks like in there. Glow plug. How many gallons of diesel do you think we ran through this thing? We put a lot of 5-gallon buckets through it. Interesting to see how much soot's in the burn chamber. The exhaust pipe looked pretty clean. So they get years of runtime out of these things, like no problems. I get a month and a half and the fan dies. Some people though, they'll have... Most people don't run them as high as I do. Oh wow.
Yeah, clean.
A lot of ashes in there, in the bottom, but it's like some people's will be all carboned up. It's kind of hard to show. I'm not sure that that is supposed to look like that. That looks like it kind of had some meltdown in there. This is just dirty. There's a little bit of like loose ash in the bottom, but very clean otherwise. A little bit of black on that side. That though, that kind of looks like it had a meltdown of some sort. I'm not sure that's supposed to look like that. Oh wait, that's just a black mark. It didn't actually burn a hole in it. Did not burn a hole, just a black mark. There's a big thing of gucca. Oh.
Oh jeez.
Carbon. Some people on them forums though, this whole thing will be like completely enclosed. Yeah, so we aren't doing that bad yet. So if you're at this point, I knocked out the loose carbon buildup in there. There's just some floating around. Oh, actually I can hear a little bit more jangling. Might get a little bit more. A little bit more. But just kind of shook it out. Took an Allen wrench, went up in there. And on this edge. Sounds pretty good now. But if you're at this point, also take a look down in here. There's a screen down in there. Glow plug goes. And the max speeding rod one actually came with a kit to replace it if it goes bad. I don't know if that's a common thing. This one did not include a spare or a kit for it. It's pick to pull it out, a rod to put it in. No idea what that bit's for. This one looks great though. Doesn't have that much runtime on it, so we're gonna just put it back together. This gasket too, you need to look out for this gasket in here. Luckily this one again, perfectly fine. That max speeding rod one though, man, that green gasket just stuck. That was not coming apart. Rubber gasket in there. Line up our bolt holes. Glow plug, pretty good shape. A little bit white on it. Well, not much though. Slide that in there. Gently twist it in. It was not that tight. I was able to loosen this one up with just this needle nose pliers. So I'm not going to put it in very tight either. Just as tight as I think it was. Slide our rubber grommet back down. Kind of a combo of sliding it and pulling the wires through it at the same time. Alright. Back in business almost. So we got our fan here. We don't want to forget our gasket. Let's go only one orientation. That one. This can only go one orientation with the exhaust pipes matching. Both of these units, being that they're supposed to be the same, I probably could have just dropped this whole unit into that one, just switched out the ECU, because apparently a 5K and an 8K unit are the same, but there's a pretty good casting difference between that and that one. This one's been running good. Kind of felt I'd just stick with the main housing on this one. I haven't really been liking the max speeding rod. That's actually my second max speeding rod, because the first one they sent would not run right away. And there was no way to mail it back, so they just offered to send another. Hook up our wiring. So this one, even though it's only two, goes over on this other side by itself. Just like that. Over. Alright, and then I'll slide down onto that clip. We'll have one bolt to secure it right there. There's magnets in here. And then we're supposed to pick up on this unit as it passes by. Really hope that they're close enough. They seem a little farther away. I hope that we don't have to switch controllers anyway, but we might have to, because that might be different. Should be ready for install. Alright, we got her all hooked up. We're gonna try and fire it up. Silence. Beautiful silence. One thing I did do, definitely make your inside hole bigger. Otherwise the styrofoam's gonna start melting inside your wall. Scary, probably fire hazard, not a good idea. Made a nice big hole, haven't had any more issues. Made this little like heat shield kind of too. It doesn't really get too hot on the floor. I never had any warping or any issues like that. Just one little bit of added protection. Good mod if you want to get a little more airflow. Take this little end cap off of there. That's pretty restrictive, or at least open it up. I just took it off because it's in here and nobody's going to touch it anyway. If you haven't taken your fireplace apart yet too, I really recommend you do that at least once a year. They suck up a lot of hair and you'll get a lot of hair built up inside of it.
Thank you guys for joining us for this week's video. As always, we appreciate you guys, and if you want to show us some love, make sure you leave a like, comment, and share it to someone who may need this information for their own warmth. And don't forget, if you want to see the upgraded diesel heater installation, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss it.
Alright guys, so we got that new diesel heater we were talking about. Be sure to check out our review on this one when we get it put in. This one looks kind of similar, but the cool part about this one is it actually has dual motors inside. So a separate motor for the fan and a separate motor for the combustion, so you can run a high fan speed with a lower combustion speed. Should be a huge step up. I imagine a lot of other ones will start doing this. Hopefully it works good. Controller's a different style I haven't seen. Apparently that'll just control fan speed for the blower, and this will be your heat setting. And they know what they're doing. Give you the really good, super heavy duty exhaust clamps. Stay tuned for when we test this one out. Should have it hooked up pretty soon in place of that one.